Hello everyone and welcome back. This is our second tutorial of this series, and today we're going to be covering methods and strings in Python. I have 5 examples to show you guys, and after this we should be clear with methods and strings. However, I will not be covering every single function that there is in Python when it comes to strings because there are too many. So if you want to go any further, I'm leaving a link on the description for the documentation, so you can go ahead and check it out in there if you want to go any further with that. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and begin. This is our first example here. Now, how do we define a function in Python? Well, to do that, it's actually very easy. The only thing we have to do is just type this three-letter word def. It's actually saying, okay, we're going to define a function, followed by the name of the function. In this case, the name it's main. We open close parentheses. Inside this open close parentheses, we can actually have some parameters passed into this function. In this case, we don't have any. In the next examples, I do have some. I'm gonna talk about it later. And last, we have a colon. Now, this colon is actually saying, okay, whatever it's after me and it's indented is gonna become part of this function. So in this case, we have 3 statements, and these 3 statements make up all this main function for this case. Okay, so we have string 1 and string 2 here, and as you can see here, we have declared them with some text. Now, how do we know it's text or is a string? Well, because we've actually put in some quotation marks. Now, we in the first one we have put double quotation marks, and in the second one we have single quotes. Now, I did this on purpose just to show you guys that Python doesn't really care which one you use. You could either use double, single, doesn't really matter, it's up to you. I like to use single, so throughout these tutorials you're gonna see me using single quotes when it comes to strings. So we have string 1 and string 2 declare here. Now string 1 and string 2 is actually the name of the variable, it's not the data type. Remember that in Python we don't have to put the data type. So how do we concatenate strings in Python? It's actually very easy. It's actually like if we were adding 2 numbers together. We put string 1 on the left, string 2 on the right, and in the middle we have a plus sign. And after it does these this operation, it prints it out. So it's not just printing it out, string 1 and string 2. It's actually doing the operation, and in the resulting string, it's print out. So let's go ahead and run this little program. And as you can see here, I'm sorry, I had some text in there already. So let's go ahead and do it again. Okay, so as you can see here, it has concatenate both strings, and it just prints out the resulting string in here. Okay, so let's jump to example 2. Alright, this is example 2. As you can see, we have the same 2 strings here, but now we've actually broken it down into more pieces. We've actually implemented a different method, so we can add these 2 strings together because we also want to add some text to it in front of it. So in the print command, we've actually said, okay, go to this function and give it these 2 strings. So the add strings function is implemented and receives 2 variables, string 1 and string 2, which are these 2 right here. So if we go up here to the function, we see that it does receive 2 variables. Now notice that the variables are actually S1 and S2. Doesn't have to be the same name as here. When you receive the parameters, they can actually have different names. It doesn't really matter. So what are we doing in here? We're actually adding, again, the 2 strings, but we also adding some extra text to it in front of it. So for that, we have a final string, or a last string in this case, and say, okay, this the last string, it's gonna have the final string, which is these 2 added up, and also some text in front of it. Now to do that, to embed a variable inside a string, we have to put single quotes, plus sign, the name of the variable, and then we close it with the plus sign and the single quote. So this is the extra text that you have to put in, so the variable can be printed out with along with these characters here. And last, we return the final string, so that it gets it down here. So when we execute the code, we see that we get again the concatenation of these two strings, but we're also added some text in front of it, and we get it here as well. Hope it's very clear for you guys. Let's go to example 3. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay. Now here's same idea, same idea. Again, two strings. We go to this function again, and this function adds the two strings that we passed to this function, and same thing. But now we have a print command in the add strings function. It's actually has the name of the variable that we're getting as a result, and it's saying dot count. Now what is this dot count doing? Well, this dot count, it's actually a function that Python includes for strings. So since this is a string variable, we can actually count the characters that it has. Now to do that, we will put dot count, open close parentheses, and inside we will put single or double quotes without any space or characters in between. Now if we were to put space in here or just a letter A, it would actually count all the A's that are in that string. So since we want to count all the characters, doesn't matter what what they are, we would just don't put anything in between these single quotes, and that would actually give us the amount of characters that this string has here. And last, we are returning the string, but now notice that we're not returning just the string, we're returning with another function dot upper. Now what is this doing? It's actually saying, okay, I want you to return the string, but I want you to return with capital letters. So it's going to return the string, and at the same time it's doing an operation to it, so we can get all capital letters as the resulting string. When we execute this program, notice that we get 54. Now it's counting all the letters, and it's not counting this variable. It's actually counting these the addition of these two here. So in total it should be 54. So just keep that in mind. And it's printing, it's printing it here, and we also get the text here, and it's all capitalized as you can see, because of this function that we've actually put in before we return the variable. Pretty neat, pretty basic. So let's go ahead and jump to example 4. Now example 4, notice that we have a function saying trim string. So apparently we're doing some trimming to the strings. So we've declared a string 1 with the value hello world, and same idea here. We're sending this hello world to this function trim string. So this function receives this hello world and says, okay, your final string is going to be the trim of this variable that's going to go from 0 to 5. Now these are the positions. So what we want to do is actually just return the word hello. Now to do that, we're saying, okay, start from 0 and cut through position 5. So to do that, we would just have to put the variable here, s1, and that's the one we are receiving from the function up here. So we open close brackets, and inside of it we put as first parameter we will put a 0, or just leave it blank. If you leave it blank, it's the same thing as 0. I just like to put the 0 just to be more clear. Colon, and last we will put the position where you want to cut that string. So we return the final string after it's been cut or trimmed. So when we execute it, we get the word hello. So it's actually saying, okay, start from, well, you know that, well, if you don't know, just so you know, it starts from 0. So this position is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it cuts it right here, 5. So we're actually not getting the white space in here. If we wanted to get the white space as well, we would just put the 6, and we're gonna get the same thing. See, we get hello, but now it's actually printing out this empty space here. Alright, so let's go to example 5. Example 5, same thing down here. We get the same string, we send it up to this function, and here notice that we have a space index and equals the string that we're receiving, that index open close parentheses and single quotes, and we have a space here. So what it's actually doing, it's saying, okay, I want you to go to this hello world, this string that we're giving to this function, and find the index of this empty space. So the value for that should be 5. So this is how you actually get an index inside a string. So it's actually gonna go over this whole string, and whenever it finds the first white space, it's gonna say, okay, it's in position such. So in this case, it's gonna be in position 5 when we get it, and we're actually gonna print it out so you guys can see. And now we're actually gonna cut it here, but now we're gonna say go from 0 to space index, which should be 5, and we get that final string and return that as the answer. So there you go. As you can see here, we have, I'm sorry, the 5th position as we expected. So we're printing it out here, and our final string as well, it's hello, because we are trimming from 0 to space index, which is 5. So well, this is it for today, guys. I'm sorry I've been a little busy. I'm hoping that I can upload at least 2 videos a week. I'm gonna do my best, but if I don't, just, I'm sorry. I hope I can. uh, well, if you guys find this videos useful, go ahead and subscribe, and again, thanks for watching.